Hey, Joey! What you're doing here, buddy? Oh, you're chilling in orbit. Okay, guys, well, I guess that today's mission, it will be to put Joey and the other scientists in the orbit of Kerbin connected to our space station, where they will be conducting experiments for the fuel of the station science mod. So, let's get right into the business. Okay, first I want to say hi to my newest patron, Timo Kerbin, and he is one of my new supporters. Thank you so much for your support. We'll be giving you a new suit. There we go. Perfect. With that being said, we have 397 science, and when we want to research the command modules, because that will unlock me the Rodan capsule, also known as the Crew Dragon. Yes, Crew Dragon is an important part of this mission, and we will be taking the experiments and everything all the way up. So, after much deliberation, I have decided to go with advanced fuel systems because, well, I need bigger tanks. Okay, we are starting with the Rodan command pod. SpaceX Crew Dragon looks awesome. I really love the models. Thanks to Tundra Industries for providing the mod. And I'm actually not sure if it has the docking port here, or do I need to stick it in there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stick in there the docking port. There we go. Okay, open, close. Yeah, seems to be working correctly. Okay, let's close the shroud, and now let's go to building the rest of the experiment vehicle. Now this is the cargo bay where we need to have experiments, and then I need a heat shield. I think I'm gonna take this one. So let's put in the experiment, the whole purpose of the mission du jour. We have this rocket fuels experiment, which is the one that we will be putting on. Then we need to, I was looking actually for the seed growth, but apparently that one is not unlocked yet. That one needs to be unlocked with the science bay. Let's put in the battery. All right. So we have experiment, we have battery, then we can put photovoltaic panels or something. Let me just see. Okay, maneuvering thrusters. Yeah, that will be actually more needed once we start docking to the station. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay, we choose this variant and let's close the shroud. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, so now we need to put in the decoupler. Should I put in this one? I don't like it. I'm gonna put the regular round one. Okay, good. Now let's see, what do we have here? We have some orbital maneuvering thrusters, and that's something that we will be needing for the docking. So as you can see, we have plenty of those. The sharp-eyed among you will see that we have only a little bit of monoprop, and that's fine. We don't need a lot of monoprop because we'll be docking. So let me just put in the parachutes for the return, to make sure that our experiments can in fact return. Good. And this is the craft that will be docking to the space station. Simple, easy enough, right? Okay. So let's put in another decoupler, and then we will be putting some sort of, let's say, ascent or upper stage or whatever you want to call it. I want to make it rather simple. I don't want to make it overly complicated and whatnot. I just have to find, okay, skipper. We can put in the skipper, or maybe this should be enough. Should we just put a big Bagora tank and that's it? That's 5,600. 1.44 thrust to weight. I actually think that will work. 5.6 thousand meters per second. Let's put in the launch tower. Yeah, that looks pretty well. I think the Ghidorah is too huge, right? Yeah, Ghidorah is way, way, way bigger than this. No, we go with Bagora. Okay. There we go. Fins. For a little bit of control and stabilization, here we don't have a large fairing, so we don't have that big risk of a flippity-flip-flip, but still. Okay, abort system means this will decouple and the engine will ignite. Super Dracos in this case will ignite and take this capsula onwards and upwards. Alright, good. Let's put it down here, making sure that all of my custom action groups are ready, and then we will be proceeding to the launch. So life support. Oh, we have 0 life support. Bananas. Do I have a pod? Okay, instead of batteries we put a life support pod, and then we will be placing some batteries, because batteries we need, obviously. Let's put in symmetry. There we go. Okay, problem solved, I would say. Let's put in some lights, because when we'll be docking it will be nice. Okay. Closing everything, and we have also our Eve Explorer probe has actually performed its ejection around Kerbin, but I will be taking that in the next episode. If that one has aired, you will see a card on the top right corner. If it hasn't, well, that means that it hasn't been, you know, published yet. Okay, my crew will be Quiltless as pilot, and then we'll have Timo, Joey, and Smokin as scientists. Yes, I'm packing 3 scientists here because, well, you know. Okay, opening up, igniting the engine, and we are up and running. There we go. Look at it go. Oh, beautiful sunset. Looks amazing. By the way, I really love these volumetric clouds. They look simply gorgeous. I mean, I don't know which way to put it. I mean, these clouds are, I don't know, KSP 2 level of stuff. Even if KSP 2 will have these clouds, I will be really happy. Right. By the way, guys, as you know, KSP 2 should be coming out shortly, so I'm really looking forward to the KSP 2, and I'll be making a separate video of my top 5, what I'm expecting, what I'm mostly hoping for in the KSP 2. What are yours? I'm really eager to hear from you. Okay, by the way, let's go and quickly point our nose maneuver prograde. Our thrust weight is a little bit on the high side, so are the G-forces experienced by our 4 brave Kerbals, Kiltless, Timo, Joey, and Smokin' Kerbin. All of them are actually my patrons, so thank you so much for your support. You allow me to do what I do, and yeah, you're awesome. I really like taking you on your adventures. By the way, I'm using the mod called Too Many Orbits, so I actually can focus only on the stuff that I'm building here. And as we are supposed to be docking to the science, I thought it would be nice to actually hide everything else, so you guys have a chance to, you know, see what I'm doing and where I'm trying to dock. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm actually making sure that we get a decent apoapsis, periapsis, and then we will be going for the rendezvous and docking. Okay, pointing the craft maneuver prograde. 989 meters per second to burn. We have plenty. We have 2,800 meters per second. It's enough to get us to Duna even. So I'm not overly concerned. I typically do tend to over-engineer my crafts by a large margin, and that actually helps me to, well, get places, do things, do everything that you can be, so yeah. Right. Okay. Let us just point and accelerate a little bit, kick in the afterburners and hit it. There we go. 500 meters per second to burn. The thrust weight on this thing is enormous. It's like 6 point something, so yeah. Okay. There we go. Alright. Good. So, solar panels are out. Now we have to go with the docking, or so to say, with the rendezvous first. First I'll take the periapsis, and then I'm gonna try and fiddle until I find a satisfactory rendezvous. And probably means skipping a couple of hours. Okay, 1 day. Come on, can we do it better? Yes, we can. And okay, now we're getting close. Okay, let's fiddle a little bit with the maneuver node. Can we make it nicer? I think we can. Okay, good. So that will be in 1 day and 1 hour. We will point the craft maneuver prograde, and then we'll accelerate until we get there. Okay. The burn will be in 47 seconds. Not a big burn, 52 meters per second, just to get the alignment and everything. I really like this craft. It's a stubby, dinky little craft, but it will hopefully get the job done. And I like the fact that it's really simple design. Now, for some reason, guys, I'm not seeing, when I'm rendezvousing with a craft, I don't see the separation, the relative speed, and the distance. So I actually have to eyeball it, which is really, really tricky. I don't know why it does that, so yeah, hopefully it will be fine. Okay, let's warp until the next encounter. At this point, we have weird communication things, signals bouncing out of nowhere. Okay. Now, we are 80 meters per second relative to the target, so let me just quickly see if I can find an orientation so where I can actually make sure that I'm going directly towards the target. Good, I can, and there will be an encounter sooner rather than later, apparently. And let's now burn retrograde to make sure that we can kill a lot of our relative velocity, because we don't want to be, we want to be encountering the station going slowly rather than hitting it like a speeding bullet, you know. Right, so we have this. I'm gonna now enable the too many orbits so that you can see a lot of the craft that we are fiddling towards. I'm trying to find where my station is. Should be ahead of me a little bit. Okay, let's decrease our velocity even by a little bit further. Come on. There we go. And then you have to eyeball it for the rest of the trip. It's a little bit tricky. Where's the station? Do I see it? I don't see it yet. Oh, is it? No, no, it's not there. Okay. We are going 9.3. Ah, there it is. Okay. Coming to us from the dark. Okay, at least now we have eyes on the target. Opening up the shroud, making sure that we control from the docking port. Good. And then we are killing our relative velocity slowly, because at this point we are on a collision course with it. There we go. There's the research lab. There's the maneuvering cluster. Where's my docking port alignment? There we go. And perfect. Look, we now at least have a distance. Distance being 240 meters, which is fine. Making sure, we need to make sure that we are aligned. We are going at 3 meters per second relative to the target. Alright. What do you say, Quiltless? You're amazed. You're enjoying yourself. Okay, cool. Now, let's align. So, we are at 2.5 meters per second relative. I don't think we will be needing the main engines yet. So, yeah, we're going up, up, up. And then, okay, let's use the RCS now to make sure that we are aligned. Right. Pointing the craft prograde. Good. There's our orange indicator. So now we have to get that one smack in the center and this orange whisk either up or down. That's the way how I prefer to roll with it. Okay. Fixing the orientation now. Orange marker. And it's usually reversed for me. So when I press right, it goes left and vice versa. So, right, okay, and now it's up to translation, so enabling the RCS, decelerating a little bit, and making sure, we need to get these green crosshairs into the crosshair, or green peeps into the crosshair, okay, something like that, but we also have to be going forward. So I really love this mod, this docking alignment indicator, so the idea is that everything should be smack centered, while you're maintaining a positive C velocity, and it's 0.03 as you can tell, so maybe I'll just nudge it gently a little bit forward. So let me just first align. I think we are well aligned, so now let's nudge it forward. Okay, 0.5 meter per second. Looks like a good docking speed. Trying to maintain the 2 pips in the center. Okay, there we go, looks good. Oh, it's a nice screenshot for the episode at least. Fine. Had to grab myself a screenie now, don't I? Okay, we are a little slightly tilted, but I think it will be fine. So, okay. Correcting the tilt, or as much as we can. Right, and now let's... Oh, these small fiddlings are the bane of me. Okay, now it looks good. And... Good. We have connection. Beautiful. Let me take that away. We turn the lights on in the lab, and guys, it's time that you translate to the lab and start making these experiments. Time is money. Chop chop. Alright, so, who do we have? Guiltless, you will be staying in the craft. Then we'll be transferring Timo, yeah. Alright, then we will be transferring others. Okay, where I'm trying to find the transfer crew button. Okay, Joey, I think you will go on an EVA actually. Might as well, you know. Okay. Also take a cool selfie while you're at it. Alright, will you? Okay, yeah, there we go. Beautiful selfie. Thank you. Okay, now you can go into the lab. Joey? Joey! Get into the lab, man. There's science to be performed. We have to figure out how the rocket fuels perform in the orbit. So, yeah. It's an important experiment for the, you know, interplanetary fate of the Kerbal kind. So, grab in and board the damn lab. Thank you. Transfer. Smoking. Okay. So the three of the scientists that I have are currently in the lab, so we can start the research. Research lab, and where do we have to start the research? Alright. Let me see. Alright. I guess we are actually conducting the research. Let's start the experiment. So for the experiment we need liquid fuel, oxidizer and eurekas. And the research lab has to start the research, okay? So we are generating the eurekas, and we need to transfer in the fuel because we need to be conducting the experiments for the fuel. So let's see. Okay, eurekas are getting inside, and we need to transfer the fuel. Fortunately enough for me, I actually have this fuel tank from this Rockomax, so I can just, you know, put it inside. There we go, look at it go. Beautiful. And eurekas are slowly filling in. So now the idea is, once this we have enough eurekas, we will be able to finalize the results, obtain a lot of science points, and then return this crew together with the pod and the experiment's results back to Kerbin. So that's the whole idea of this experiment. Looks good, doesn't it, guys? I mean, you guys are really enjoying this. This station science is amazing. So yeah, there you go. So Timo, buddy, you are chilling, as we saw at the beginning of the episode. I hope you like it. I mean, it's really nice. You're waiting for the experiments to finish, right? And you're wondering why you forgot to pick up snacks. Well, that's on me, buddy. I'm really sorry. I'm terrible at packing snacks. Okay. Beautiful. Ah, no, snacks are there. Haha. Good. I guess the boys thought of everything. Now, after we have run a couple of cycles, as you can see here, experiments are running and we are finalizing, you know, a couple of revolutions around the Kerbin. I was trying to cut out the most of the revolutions because, well, I didn't want you guys to get dizzy. Okay, so a couple of revolutions around Kerbin, and we have gathered all the science that we need to be able to finalize the results. So let us decelerate slowly, and we can finalize the results, as you can tell. That will give us some science. 150 science for the rocket testing in fuel. Tiny impulses of absence of strong gravity send the fuel swirling around the tank. Beautiful. So now that gives us a lot of science that we will be bringing back to Kerbin. Alright, Timo, go back to the capsule, please. I was thinking if you can finalize the results, but I don't think you can. Everything is finalized and stored. No, don't throw away the results, please. Okay. Grab. Get into the capsule, please. Thank you. You would expect that you would be going to the capsule through the docking port, right? Yeah, me too. Okay, let's stop the research and let's transfer the rest of the crew. We still have Joey and Smokin, who are on the science station. Okay, there we go. Joey is back, and now we have to transfer Smokin to the Rodent Command Capsule because you're going back home. Congratulations. Hope you like your stay above the in the science station, and there we go. Come on. Good. Board. Close. Okay, perfect. See? Much better. Okay, now we have to disconnect. Undock. And time for you guys to go home. Slowly drifting away. Close the shroud. Point the orbit retrograde, and then we will be performing the burn to deorbit. Nothing too fancy, just your regular bye-bye Kerbin, and that's it. Sorry, bye-bye station. Okay, retrograde, good. Getting ready to ignite the engines, and there we go. Oh, look at that. Now that's a glory shot, definitely. Alright. Good, and now I'm just trying to find a good landing spot. Okay, so here is the KSC. I'm actually, when I'm above the KSC, I'm gonna be performing the orbit burn, with the periapsis being around 30-ish. I think it will be fine. Okay, great. The burn will be happening in 10 minutes. Let's just maybe accelerate to it, shall we? Just trying to find a good view. Okay, hit it. Right. The station is not close. Good, because that was one of my concerns. I don't want to be hitting the station. Beautiful. So, there we go. We have still 811 meters per second of fuel in the tank. But we'll take care of that once we get back. Okay. It will help us decelerate a little bit. So let's go point the craft orbit retrograde. Oh, look at these amazing effects. I mean, volumetric clouds. I mean, Blackrack, you're genius, honestly. This is amazing. Alright, so I'm just enjoying the moment of the re-entry. Okay, let's see now. Now we're already below the orbit, so let's just consume all the rest of our fuel to slow ourselves down, and then we will be ditching the rest. We have plenty of... We might even have enough fuel for a propulsive landing. But this craft has actually very little thrust to weight when it comes to in atmosphere, so yeah, they're mostly for the orbital maneuverings. The Super Dracos are a different story though. Okay, as you can tell, we have decelerated quite significantly, so our descent trajectory will be a lot less. Okay, let's ditch the module, we don't need it anymore. Bye-bye. And then we can accelerate the return back and hopefully a nice splashdown. There we go. There's the cloud layer, looks hard. Now what am I saying? It looks soft and puffy. There we go. Easy does it. Some amazing screenshots there. I'm really enjoying it. Okay. Turning around, punching through the cloud layer, and look at us go. Beautiful. Parachutes are deployed. We are waiting for them to fully unfold. Cutting the chute, and we will be landing. Or splashdown. Alright. And then, after a couple of ups and downs and probing the water that I could only be subscribing as not suitable for work, we will be recovering this vessel. Right, and there's a total of 150 science gained. Hope you like it. And guys, if you haven't seen how this science have been built, then look in the top right corner, because that video is interesting to check out. I will be seeing you there. Thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.